So we're here at the Recife Antigo, downtown Recife.
Okay, a lot of good stuff. Now let's conclude it with who kind of should come here for vacation if they want to do the nomadic life, stay here for a month or two, or even like... Hola amigos, boy G-Hi. Another beautiful day in Brazil, in Recife. Super dangerous, they tell me. But I'm by the ocean, so it's nice. The only problem is you can't quite swim in this ocean. You want to guess why? Sharks. It's one of the most dangerous beaches, water in the world for shark attacks. So yeah, no swimming, but it's pretty, and the hotel's got a pool, so Hakuna Matata. Yeah, so yesterday the Uber driver said there was a car that got stolen off the street near my hotel. He said, yeah, you gotta be on edge, you know, a little careful. Everyone that I've talked to, Brazilians, say Recife is not for the faint of heart. But so far pretty nice. I mean, obviously not being able to swim out here kind of sucks, but it's good vibes. Whew. So here's a little tip, and a lot of hood dudes know this one. You walk by places that you could ditch your stuff if you see trouble coming. So normally it'd be like a building with a wall, and I'll just throw it over the top. You know, oh shit, rob me, and then I come back later and hopefully the people at the place didn't steal it. But like right now, I'm walking away from the street, and then I also got this. So basically, if I see some dude on the moped skirt over, which you probably shouldn't on this kind of road, it's a lot of traffic, and quick ditch it, keep walking. Oh sir, I only have my wallet on me, which I only keep cash and like one card. So, oh, you know, take it, I'm so scared. Boom, he runs away, I grab my important shit, you know? Gotta think ahead. I learned that from some hood dudes. Like they leave the corner store and they see something weird, they put their gun, or not their gun, this is for like if the police are around. They put their gun underneath some car. No, don't arrest me, officer, and then go get the gun. Same with any valuables before you get robbed. Yeah, pro tip. See, that's the big thing about Brazil. Everyone always wants to know, and I did too before I first came here. Am I gonna get robbed? Am I gonna get killed, kidnapped? And for the most part, nah, you're good. I mean, I don't think your first trip should be to Brazil. I think you should get a little travel experience, but then after that, you're good. It's fine. And I've been to a lot of the scary places, even with Brazilians, they say don't go to. And it's been good. I just got one necklace stolen. It wasn't a necklace that I'm always looking though. I cherished. So I didn't really matter. Plus I had like 3 shopping bags on me, a bunch of jewelry, a wallet full of cash, and he only took the necklace. So, I mean, he fucked up. But yeah, Brazil's good. Beleza, you know, just don't be an idiot. Preferably don't wear jewelry like me. Don't be cocky looking gringo and you'll be fine. But you gotta be aware, you know? And it's good to know people too. Like if you're gonna stay here long term, start being nice to all the people in the neighborhood. Of course, you do that anyways. But like even these little kids that always ask for stuff when I go to the grocery store near my place in João Pessoa. Video. You know, of course, don't give money or anything to them in the first time because they're hustlers, right? And they're looking for easy fish. They won't respect you if you just give in right away. But I've seen them all the time hanging out there, and we started saying hi to each other. They stopped bugging me, and this other day I gave him some cash. I said, "Migo, come here." You know, I said, "Hey, beleza." He waved to me, and then I'm like, I think we're friends now. I can give him some money, mutual respect. You know, go get some food or some drinks. He's like 13, 12, and so he comes over. I give him some money, and you know, that's like setting the seeds. Like you're gonna tell all their little friends, "Oh, that's the good gringo." You know, he's not a fish. Can't just go up to him. He's gonna give you money, but you know, respect him and he respects you, and I think that's huge. You know, earning that local trust and you know, local, nice gringo, foreigner type vibe, right? But yeah, Brazil's fine. Knock on wood. As soon as I say that, some dude comes up here and puts a gun in my face, but beleza. This is pretty cool. I think people actually live here too. You know? These old colonial buildings on the hilltop overlooking the sea. That's a vibe. I think the great tip is two phones, 2 laptops, 2 wallets, you know, 2 credit cards. I have 4 now with me. Make sure they're international, no foreign fee transaction. And yeah, so then if you lose one, it is what it is, but your life's not fucking over, right? My only issue is now, I still can't back up all these phones on my iPhone. Like 25,000 photos from around the world. And that's the only thing I care about. You know, they could take the iPhone, but I need my photos. So I gotta finally back those up and then I'll be totally free. You can take whatever you want from me, you know what I mean? I'll be like, it is what it is. Come to think of it, I'm kind of happy that Brazil has that reputation, and it is a little dangerous. So it keeps all you dorks away. And it's still a little secluded paradise. Obviously there's lots of gringos, but I think it would be Southeast Asia on steroids if it wasn't for the perception and the stats of crime here. So I think it's good, you know. It's it makes it the paradise, it's not little at all, you know, somewhat secluded still, because there's barriers to entry that you have to overcome to enjoy and thrive in Brazil. Where is this amigo? I'm gonna meet up with little O'Shea and do a podcast. Always late. That dude turned into a Brazilian. 6 years in Brazil. He's not even American anymore. Ooh. Another fun fact. I've dropped my wallet 3 different times in Brazil. And some stranger is like, hey sir, here's your wallet, or look on the ground. Once in Belo Horizonte and twice in João Pessoa, like in the supermarket or someplace. And multiple times too, I have a backpack, you know, I carry my stuff in when I go to the cafe. And one of the zippers is a little broken, so it doesn't zip all the way. And people would just come up to me like, hey sir, you know, just make sure to zip that up because someone could come in there and get it. There's tons of Brazilians that are, you know, looking out for you and not gonna, you know, protect you too. Especially the foreigners. They want foreigners to have a great time here. They're some of the most opening people in the world. I believe that has to do with some of the isolationism that has happened in this country that continues to this day. So the gringo is a fascination, and they love it and they welcome it, you know? Beleza, beleza. Got the little hotel view, a little pool, ocean over here. Recife. Dangerous Recife, and I got 2 amigos here that are living here. Luckily they speak English because they're American, playing ball for the football team, the Mariners. But both of you guys,
Best team in Northeast. Best team in the Northeast.
Both of you guys have been here in Brazil for a long time, no?
He's going on what?
So 2 años. I'm my fault.
You can speak
2 years. 2 years.
I got almost. I'm going on 5 and a little bit more, a little bit over 5 years for me now in the Northeast. 1 Brazil in total.
Yeah, so obviously you've seen O'Shea before. We did some content in the Belo Horizonte, but now he's in Recife. He's down here. He stayed in the Northeast a lot. He knows a lot about the area. But to the first part, I want to talk about Recife. There's a lot of stereotypes, perceptions about this city. You guys have been here for a minute now. I want to hear what is really going on here, if it's good for gringos, if it's good overall. So am I going to get killed staying in Recife?
No, so your life isn't at risk as long as you don't try and talk to like any like married women, you know. But no, Recife is chill. It's just got a lot. It's more of a metropolitan area, obviously. It's one of the top. I think it's like the top 5 or.
Big city. For sure.
It's definitely top 10 biggest cities in Brazil. But the thing with Recife is like, I think the biggest danger is really on the beach with the sharks. There's like, it's like notorious for its shark attacks. For a couple different reasons. They add like artificial sand to Recife. Already is a city that sits below sea level, so it's like built on top of like artificial islands, so to speak. And once they started building these artificial islands, it started kind of like getting into the way of the natural flow of like the coastline here. So where the sharks usually stayed away from people, now we have built the sand closer to like the natural immigration.
Because the beaches back in the day were fine. And
Yeah,
great.
the beaches used to be good, but now that we've built like onto the like orla, what they call like the boardwalk here, it's made it like shallower for us where we go out to where we're contacting the ocean, and the sharks are passing a lot closer now. So it's like inevitably you're gonna have like attacks, and like people are dumb, so like they tell you not to swim when it's high tide, when it's raining, and don't swim like
There'll still be people
in certain areas. It's like super high risk, but people will like fuck it, they'll like still
Don't
go and
care.
swim. They don't care. It's like ridiculous. I don't understand it. They got plaques and everything.
I would, yeah. No.
But Recife is cool. It's just like it's a little bit more of a, you got like a true city feel, you know. The Northeast is normally kind of known for its like small towns, kind of like village like. Everybody thinks it's like the country. This is like where all the farms are and whatnot, which still has like a rich like farming culture. But there are cities like Salvador. Salvador is I think one of the top three or top 4 bigger cities in Brazil, and like Recife, you got Natal. So like there's actual developed cities. João Pessoa is a smaller city, but very developed, very well organized, clean. But yeah, Recife's cool, but it's more of like a place where, like I said, it's more metropolitan. It's a good place to work. There's a lot of like entrepreneurial opportunities here, but a lot of nightclubs, a lot of nightlife stuff, great food. But as far as like the relax, laissez type of thing, it's not the like paradise beach, so to speak.
Yeah, well, it's got the huge international airport too. A lot of people fly into Brazil through Recife. Shelly, so you were in kind of the middle of nowhere, Brazil, but you got
I was
used.
in Sao Paulo,
Sticks.
Sao Jose do Rio Preto, Sao Paulo.
So obviously you know a little bit about Brazil, how to act, but are the dangers? Have you felt them different up here?
I mean, I don't know, cause like I try to stay away from all that anyway, but it's definitely you can see it more out here. I think because it's just bigger, it's more people, but I don't know. I like it here more definitely than the South. The South is cool. It's very different. Like the accents, it's like I always compare it to like California and New York, like the South and North of Brazil, because it's just very different accents and slangs. But it's not too bad.
Wait, well, culturally, how different is it?
Like it's more like country, so it's a lot of like country clubs, like cowboy hats, guitars and stuff. Me personally, I'm a big city. I like to be like by the beach, so my preference is by the beach for sure.
I know, Shay. Obviously, you know all about a lot of Brazil. What do you think about the whole danger issue here?
I think it's just naturally when you put more people in like a city, like when you got more people, you're gonna have more things happening. You're gonna inevitably have more crime. So yeah, I think Recife does. There are a lot of homeless in Recife. You see a lot of like immigrants, Venezuela, a lot of Venezuelans, a lot of people from other parts of South America that come here to try and work, try and panhandle, make some money because there's a lot of movement here. So inevitably, because there's a lot more people, you're gonna have a lot more crime. So I would say, yeah, that it's a little bit more, you have to be on your P's and Q's, but it's not like Rio or Sao Paulo, you know? The Northeast is a lot more calm and laid back, and the culture is a lot more slower here in the Northeast in general. So of course, yes, because of the population, factually, there's a little bit more crime, petty crime and whatnot, but it's not like a cartel-driven place, you know what I mean?
That shit, petty crimes.
Yeah, it's a lot of petty
We
crimes.
was just talking about the petty crimes.
Facts.
Okay, so on the gringo topic, people coming outside of Brazil to stay in Brazil. Is Recife a decent destination? Who would you recommend to go here?
Go to where you at, João Pessoa.
Yeah.
Go to João Pessoa or go to Recife for sure. Or
I think
Salvador.
Salvador.
Salvador's dope.
See, Recife is
That's my
cool
top.
because it's got the international airport, but like you said, most people fly into Recife to pass, just to go to some place that's close. So like, I don't think Recife is the best vacation spot. João Pessoa actually is like an hour and a half north of here. It's like less than 100 kilometers, and it's been rated like the #1 spot for honeymoons in like the world, like for
What?
3 years consecutive. Yeah, which is crazy. It's one of the top like honeymoon destinations in the world. So like there, and like there's a lot of beaches like the south zone from here, like Porto Galinhas, Maracaipe, the state below us, like Sergipe and Alagoas. They got like Maragogi. There's a lot of beautiful beaches that are like to the south and to the north of us. Just Recife is like there's sharks, and the other thing is they allow like buildings to be built as tall as possible. So here on the boardwalk you have like 20 like buildings with like 20 floors, 30 floors. So the bad thing is like when it hits about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there's just no sun on the beach. It's all shaded over. So it's not necessarily your paradise beach here. There are some beautiful beaches here, but it's more of the destination to come, to pass through the intersection point to get to other areas in the region here.
Obviously, this is a big topic relating to like entertainment, partying, woman for some. You know, guys like you, O'Shea. You know, you're in that scene. So, what do you say about Recife with that?
I would say Recife is closer to so many stories.
I love everybody.
I'm unbiased, we'll say. Nick, how do you know that you don't like something until you try it, right?
It's true.
You have to try it, right? No, but the Recife, I would say it's really closely related to San Francisco. Because
really?
Maybe that's why I love it.
Yeah, there's a very it's huge in the alternative community, LGBTQ community, gay community.
Bigger than like Rio with that? No.
I would say bigger than Rio because here
Belo Horizonte was huge too. In
Belo Horizonte had a good movement.
Salvador.
Here it's more of like I think like a lot of it is because like a lot of parts of Brazil is really Catholic influenced, but here there's a lot more African religion influences. And contrary to a lot of the stereotypes, like a lot of the African religions like embody and embrace everybody, you know? So here in Pernambuco specifically, like Pernambuco is kind of like the Lone Star state. It could be in relation to Texas. They make their own laws. They're really active politically. And like when things don't go their way, they go in the streets and they fight for it. They not necessarily riot, but they make noise. They protest, and they're really proud as far as the state goes. Lula, the current president, or the one that's the current president is from the state of Pernambuco. So a lot of people have Pernambuco was also one of the first states that like got They were like the first area to have liberation from the slave trade. So this state specifically has a lot of pride and was very active politically. So there's a lot of laws in place, and there's a lot of like cultural acceptance and desensitized communities here as far as the alternative community. So I think it has a great nightlife. You can find anything from live music to like closed like shows, or like we call them like casa de shows, like clubs, like what you want. You can have like an open bar type of thing with like live music, or you can have like a closed quarters club with like techno music, house music and stuff. You can get kind of a little bit of everything, reggae to like the cultural samba and coco do oshun. There's a lot of different stuff here that goes on like daily. So the nightlife is amazing. Like I said, it's a metropolitan area, so for everybody there's a hangout for everybody. It's real eclectic.
All right, what about the girls though?
Now, I think the girls are great. Me personally, I love Brazil in general. I think the cultural perspective here is very warm. It's very hot. People are comfortable with their bodies. And here in the Northeast, it's always summer. Like we have hot and hot as hell. That's the only like seasons that we have here. So people live in bikinis. People live in sungas, speedos, shorts, and stuff. So like it's a destination worth traveling.
No, but okay, and Shelly, hop in. Here compared to like the Belo Horizontes, the Rio Preto area, like what difference with the woman?
I think like when I was in Belo Horizonte, I think it's more like sophisticated, you could say. Not to say like they're unsophisticated here, but there it's more modern influence. It has more of an American feel and industrialized feel in Belo Horizonte. It was a bigger city. Here, it's still more like reggae, hippie vibes, like everybody's laid back. It's not really like superficial or materialistic here, you know what I mean? So it's a lot more simple living here.
Bro, they were like, oh no, I like it here better because they were more like uppity and like out here they more open because you're American. So like for us still learning Portuguese, in Rio Preto it's like, oh, he's American, but like they don't really like try to like help you out. I feel like whereas out here they more interested and want to know like how to speak English or try to speak English and help you speak Portuguese. I feel like Rio
More
Preto,
open?
Yeah, more open. In Rio Preto, you kind of have to like get it out the mud. You gotta like figure it out, like jump in the deep end type. I like to be, baby walking into it.
Okay, a lot of good stuff. Now let's conclude it with who kind of should come here for vacation, if they want to do the nomadic life, stay here for a month or two, or even like resettle. What kind of person, put them in a box that would really enjoy the most staying in Recife when it comes to Brazil?
Let's see. I would say like your middle-aged 20s to late 30s. You could come here and like if you're looking for like a wife or something, like there's educated, independent, professional women here in Recife. So, and it's like it's got a modern feel to it. So you can come here and get right if that's what you're looking for, a type of arranged situation and whatnot. There's also guys that if you're in your bachelor life, like the programmed women that like just the programs, which we call programmed women, which would be
Prostitution, right?
I wouldn't like to use the word prostitution because it's not always sex involved, but more of escort services. Also, there's a side of prostitution, but the more professional escort services and stuff, if that's your thing, here is got a great market. I would say. So anybody in that middle age to like late 30s type of thing, if you're just kind of traveling bachelor, it's a great place to be because you got people from all walks of life here for sure.
I agree. Yeah. If you never left the country, like if you've been in America your whole life, you should come to Brazil, whether it be for a week or a month. It's definitely because life is just different out here. Like people, the way they think about things is just so different. Everybody values different stuff. Like how it's different from how we value things, and I think it's just unique, really unique, and it's worth experiencing for sure.
But hold on, oh shit, no, really hammer down, not just the woman, not just that, like what is the person that would thrive best here? Is it someone like maybe early 30s that's liberal, that's into the party scene, but has a small business that they can run? I mean, who should come to Recife?
I got you, bro, or Recife. If you want to look for a girlfriend, bruh, and you trying to sell, go to Rio Preto, go down south, bro. They looking for some boyfriends for sure. You might have to be a baby daddy because some of them got kids. You feel me? But if you looking for that, go down there.
I would say like the alternative male. You know what I'm saying? If you're like a alternative, bisexual, gay, LGBTQ plus in this community, here you would thrive. There's a lot of different walks of life here, a lot of different cultures here. But I would say like that single bachelor, you're working online, like that's the thing. There's a lot of like design, graphic design, computer science, computer programming guys, a lot of like architecture, engineering, things like that. So people who do things online, a lot of the online stuff, this is like the city for that. You know what I mean? The clubs and stuff that are open like crazy hours of the night. So you work all throughout the day and you want to just go out starting at midnight. Like it's like that. It's got a kind of a Miami vibe to it. But yeah, for sure, it's more of an alternative community. It's definitely not for like the conservative type. The community here is way more open-minded and a lot more liberal.
Two things I forgot. The level of Portuguese, are you totally fucked if you just speak English, or can you get by? And also talk about the cost of living compared to the rest of Brazil.
I would say like you would be all right here with like intermediate, like minimal Portuguese because the girls are interested. You know what I'm saying? The people,
not just the woman living.
Yeah, people in general are interested here, and like I think there's an education level here. Like I said, the metropolitan areas, people consume a lot of American content. Brazil in general consumes the most digital content. So a lot of our childhood shows from America, like Everybody Hates Chris, like All About the Family, or what's it, All About the Family, Friends, and things like that. That's like their childhood TV shows as well. So they consume a lot of American content. So they might not be able to speak well, but they definitely understand you here. So there's a lot more patience here in the cities of Brazil. There's a lot more patience and acceptance to like communicate. Yeah,
patience for sure.
When you go to some of these like more rural spots, like they have zero influence of English. So like some people are just kind of like, man, if you don't speak Portuguese, Like
Keep it pushing.
we're just gonna keep it pushing because there's no use in trying.
It's a waste of time.
But here, people have a little bit more of a base. They're a little bit more educated in this area, so you'll have no problems coming here. Obviously, the more Portuguese you can know, the more you can kind of maneuver, and
At
you'll
least
be able
know
to
how
come
to
to
like
specific
greet people.
stuff. Yeah,
Or, like good morning, bom dia type shit.
but most people will be able to like communicate with you. So as long as you try, like you'll be fine here for sure.
Cost of living.
Cost of living is cheap relatively for like the conditions that you live in. Recife is not I personally don't like the scenery of Recife because it's a lot of like concrete buildings and stuff, and I like more of the Mother Nature, open space, like less developed places. But the cost of living is extremely affordable. It's a fraction of what you would pay to live on like a beach in anywhere in America. So if you're looking for like a low cost place to live on the beach, eat great food, healthy, fresh food, and have great culture, here's a great place to go. Anywhere in the northeast of Brazil. Now the south of Brazil, southeast, you're gonna pay more American prices. Yeah.
More money.
Come to the northeast of Brazil. This is the hidden secret. Northeast. Salvador, from Salvador up is like where you need to go for sure.
That's a good conclusion into our next little podcast. So make sure you find it. Probably be posted a week after this about why northeast Brazil. This man is fiending for this caparina.
For sure. I ordered that like 10 minutes ago.
We're gonna do a little video on why the northeast of Brazil is the best, most underrated. So watch that next. I guess this is one of the oldest pagios in Recife. 100 years old. It's a good vibe. Nowhere to sit, so I'm sitting. What is here? Where we're at and shit. Talk about history and stuff like that.
So we're here at the Recife Antigo downtown Recife, and we're at the Pagode do Didi. Pagode do Didi. It's like the oldest historic pagode that still like goes on. It's been going on since like the 1900s, something like that. So this is kind of like a real low-key kickback, really like non-superficial, real humble like hangout in the street. You got like tons of how do you turn this around? You got like street food and drinks, cheap drinks, live music. Everybody's here just enjoying themselves, having a great time. Good humble place to come and check out the culture of Pernambuco.